Hello, dear viewer. A sort of a rantette, if you will. I am creating Vertiport Africa. Caution, BS alert, it's just chopping down some trees and making a clearing. But let's pretend it's Vertiport Africa, and let's pretend there's things that we need in Vertiport Africa. And today, because South Africa is currently experiencing, and I'm rushing to make this video now because the power is going to go out shortly, because we're having power cuts for 7.5 hours of every and each day. We've had that for 5 days now. So that took me down to the hardware store. And at the hardware store, I was looking for lights. I'm looking for more LED lights and battery powered torches and whatever rechargeable stuff. But I came across this, and I need this for another project. And this is a Talkcraft 18650. I'm quite pleased with myself. These are the first 18650s that I own. I've bought 2 of them, so I do own 2. People are using these to make long range packs for their aircraft, and getting some quite long ranges and endurance out of them. This is a 2,200 milliamp hour job, and on the back it reminded me of Bruce because it says strong, reliable, and leak proof, and I believe that to be the case. More of this battery in a minute. But what did it get me thinking? It got me thinking, well, I need it for an electronic conspicuity device. And so I started thinking about that, and I started thinking, well, in Vertiport Africa, who are we going to let in? What standard of electronic conspicuity will do? Why do you say that, Gary? Well, because I want to be able to independently track the aircraft coming as well. I don't just want to rely on a third-party service to tell me that stuff's coming. I want to know that it's coming for myself, and we kind of already do that. If you know the channel, you know that we already do that in this corner of Africa. So what are my thoughts? My thoughts are as follows. FLARM would be a good one. I think more than 10,000 aircraft are fitted with FLARM, and if you're in our world, you can get it from Team Black Sheep in their long-range radio products. So that's simples, and I can track FLARM. The next one that's on my list is Open Glider Network. Look, here's somebody flying in Germany. Yep, Germany. There's someone else flying in Germany. Let's click that. What is that? That's a motor glider. That's 890 meters, doing 150 kilometers an hour. Now, there are thousands of gliders and motor gliders and light aircraft fitted with this all over Europe. It uses LoRa radios and sort of an RTTY mode. It uses Raspberry Pis for the ground stations, the receiving stations on the ground, and it's a little bit fiddly to set up. It's not impossible. I've done it, and again, we can hear it here. And my preferred choice actually is this one, which is AirWhere, and this is exactly what I needed that 18650 for, because there is a TT-Go beam, which is an ESP32 with everything on. Look, there's the 18650 on the back. That's GPS, antenna there, obviously. So that's it. That's everything you need for an electronic conspicuity device. And if you want to go smaller, you can just use an ESP32. So this is just, and then you connect to GPS to this. I have done a video about that. That's just simples to set up and get working. So there's 3 different ways. If you're coming in with your urban air mobility vehicle, or even delivering me stuff with a drone delivery, I'd really like you to announce your presence on that. And then finally, of course, dear old ADSB stuff of the 90s. We can use commercial stuff to see that, or we can use our own stuff to see that. This is our own receivers. We have pretty good coverage all the way down from this sort of area down to Durban, even all the way down onto the ground at Durban Airport. Where is Durban Airport? I was there just last night. There it is there. And there's someone starting up down there. So we'll see him coming in as I'm talking. And I can put FLARM, I can put AirWhere, and I can put ADSB all on this map. And because we have enough receivers, I can also see the mode Charlie traffic. So yeah, that is what I would like you to use if you plan on delivering me something, or or flying your urban air mobility vehicle into Vertiport Africa. And you kind of, I think you probably have to think outside of what your regional or air traffic control authority might do. You have to consider this yourself. What do you want to see as an operator? And it's not just going to. I don't think you would want to be constrained by being ordered to use one particular system. Yes, you'd use a system, but all comers would be welcome. Altitude Angel would be my platform of choice for the flight planning portion of it. So make me aware that you're coming via Altitude Angel, and I'm sure they would have their own ways of receiving all of these things and putting it into the system. But for me, it's nice to have my own independent way. And I should imagine, again, making me think about all of this as I got a battery, I should imagine your aircraft will be making automatic radio calls on the VHF airband as well, on the appropriate frequency, just saying it's here doing this. So all those legacy 50s aircraft that are flying around get to see it as well. That's going to be very important, that the older stuff here says, oh, that's going to Australia. Is that on the map? Where is that? Oh yeah, there it is. That's the South African Airways flight to Australia. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so we need to get the legacy stuff in it, and of course eventually that will be out of the sky anyway, because it can't compete or can't equip itself with the latest stuff like we can. I started making a noise about this on LinkedIn. That's what I look like on LinkedIn, which is pretty much what I look like everywhere else. So come and find it on LinkedIn and chuck your opinions in. It's quite easy to go fishing for weirdos there, because people do get very upset. So come join me there. Anyway, that's the end of my little rant. Electronic conspicuity and Vertiport Africa. We're already thinking of it. Safety is our first concern. What a load of rubbish. But then all of this stuff is rubbish, isn't it? All of this stuff that we see, all the renderings, it's all rubbish. So don't forget, join us 2100 GMT every Tuesday for drone stuff this week. I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.